So let's chat this morning. Johnathan Noel, Realty Pro 100 is in the house. Welcome, sir.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Ron.
Glad
Appreciate it.
glad to have you with us.
Appreciate it.
Love chatting with folks. Last time I know we kind of threw you under the bus a bit. That we gave you about 30 seconds notice that you were coming into Laurel and Hardy.
I said the bus ran me over, Ron. Yeah.
Oh no, you did. You did fine. I mean, it's you did fine. You know something? Until you said that you weren't happy with how it came out, I didn't even know. So
Oh, really? Okay, that's fair.
it's good
That's
stuff.
fair. That's
So
fair.
give me an idea because you know I lead a lending team,
Of course.
but and I teach real estate agents and I teach other professionals in the industry. But I'm a big believer that you make more money in marketing
Yes,
than you're going to make in sales.
I think so.
Right? Tiger Woods, who makes more money? And I'm dating myself because Tiger probably doesn't do this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
But who makes more money? Tiger Woods selling Nike golf balls,
Yeah.
or the guy over at Dick's Sporting Goods when he's not trying to catch people stealing them, selling the golf balls.
Of course. Yeah. Tiger. Of course.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So I guess now we could probably use in this area Caleb Williams,
Okay.
right? Selling Wendy's burgers or something.
Uh-huh.
He's selling everything nowadays,
Mhm.
which is
Mhm.
pretty good for a college guy.
Yep. Yep.
But so you're dealing with the marketing side of real estate.
Yes, and I think you bring up a good point. I think at the end of the day, in order for people to even know who you are and want to work with you, they have to know who you are. And,
Sure.
and I think sales, it all kind of carries together. It all bleeds in together. But I always say marketing is getting yourself out there without having to work so hard. It's getting yourself out
I'm really
there.
good at not working hard.
I
do that.
It's almost letting your reputation precede you before you've even had that handshake, because people want to be able to understand what they're getting
Sure.
before they're actually getting it. I brought up a great analogy to people as far as you just mentioned Nike. At the end of the day, Nike wants to sell things to everybody, but every commercial you look at of Nike is, you never see a commercial of someone in an office going to the water cooler saying, "Yeah, let's do it." No, you're watching someone run a track. You're watching someone make a football play. You're watching somebody, on a field or doing something where there's sweat pouring down their face. They know exactly who they're talking to.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, I think even in real estate in this industry, we want people to know this is what we do.
So I'm going to throw a classic that was taught to me with marketing.
Yeah.
You have kids?
Yes, I have one child.
Okay.
He's 9 going on 21.
9
Absolutely.
going on 21.
Absolutely.
Think back to when he was 2 or 3 years old.
Yes.
Could he read?
No.
Okay. Mine either.
Yeah.
So same thing, right? Could he probably, you told him what he wanted, what he was going to eat for breakfast and lunch and dinner.
Pretty much, yes.
Pretty much, right?
Yes, yes.
Driving down the street and he saw those big yellow arches.
Yes.
And he wanted to go to McDonald's.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
My kids are the same exact way.
Yes.
They didn't know anything about anything at 2, 3 years old.
No.
But somehow the marketing there,
Correct.
they weren't talking about hamburgers because kids didn't know about hamburgers. It was a good time.
It was a great time. And even more so, I think they've been able to do something also that no one else has done.
You mean have people want something that they don't like? Is that what you're referring to?
I was going to be nicer about it, Ron.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not nice.
I was going to be nicer about it. But if you notice a McDonald's commercial, have you ever seen anyone wait for the food? No one waits for the food. In the commercial, they're in line. And then all of a sudden it goes from being in line to what? Enjoying the meal.
Sure.
There's no wait. It's fast food. McDonald's has gotten it right on all levels, including taking everything out of my checking account from my 9-year-old. So
right.
yes,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Right. And now you got the app, right? So
yes.
That makes it even easier to.
Yes.
You don't even have to be there for them to take it out of your checking account.
This is true.
But the bottom line is that's all marketing.
It is.
Right. They've taught it from 2 years old, 3 years old. The little ones want to go to McDonald's.
Correct.
Because they've seen those commercials.
Yep.
And it's all about a good time.
Yep.
And I would say, well, maybe the kids, they don't know. Josh, your kids like McDonald's? Yeah, they're McDonald's too, right? The younger. Now, yours are younger than the 9, right, Josh? I think Josh's kids are younger. So the bottom line here is that at every age, they're talking about a good time. They don't talk about how good the food is because A lot of people don't like McDonald's food, but they
it's
still go there and buy hamburgers.
absolutely. And you're walking away with something. So keep that in mind. If we bring it back to real estate, my 9-year-old gets to walk away with a free toy in his Happy Meal. You're walking away with something. So not only am I having a good time, not only do I recognize the golden arches, but I leave with something. Now, don't get me wrong. It ends up in the trash in about 5 or 6 weeks because it's on the floor of his room. But for that 1 week or even that, 2 days, he's excited about what was ever in that Happy Meal.
Sure.
How many times are the clients we working with feel like they get to walk away with something, whether it works or not, or they walk away with something?
And the bottom line is regardless of what you're doing. So if you're marketing real estate, if you're marketing tennis shoes, if you're marketing hamburgers, you want people to get to know who you are. That's
Absolutely.
the whole focus of it.
Absolutely.
And in a lot of different industries, we say the same thing. People need to know you. And if they don't know you, they can't like you, but they need to like you
in order to trust you. There you go.
Right? You got to get those 3 steps. And in real estate, Johnathan and I are going to talk in a little bit about this concept that I'm a big believer that know, like, and trust is really important. Relationships are great, but how do you maximize the return? Whenever we're doing any kind of an investment, our whole goal is to maximize our return on investment. When you're buying a house that you're going to live in, I'm going to argue, we'll talk and get Johnathan's opinion. You shouldn't be thinking of an investment. You don't want to be stupid, but you're not thinking of an investment. You're thinking of, where's the best place for my family? Where am I close to, or proximity to work, proximity for my kids to grow up and go to school, and my spouse, all these other things. When you're ready to sell, I say you're divorcing the property and you want to maximize the return on that investment. We're going to talk to Johnathan Noel about that when we come back. Continue our conversation. Chatting this morning, Johnathan Noel, Realty Pro 100, is with us. Spent the last segment talking about marketing because he's the marketing guru. So why else? Well, we're not going to go talk about football. I mean, he might be the football guru too, but we were talking about marketing. That's the topic today. And the idea here is, if you're thinking about selling your house because you want that bigger house, you want the smaller house, you just had a new baby and you need to get out of the studio. There's all different reasons. You're wanting to talk to somebody who understands marketing, because in the marketing process, they're going to bring the most people to see your property. The more people that see your property, the better opportunity it is for you to maximize the value. I
100% agree. 100%.
So before the broadcast, Johnathan and I were chatting a little bit about, are you going to the relationship or are you going to the money?
Yeah. And
my thesis is that most people want to go to the money, but it might be that they go hand in hand. If you're going to your dog catcher's or dog walker's best friend's mother who hasn't done a real estate transaction. I just heard somebody has a real estate license and hasn't done a transaction in 30 years, Johnathan.
Correct.
They probably are not great at marketing.
No. I think, can you build a relationship with the money?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Sure.
And if they haven't, proven themselves, or if they don't have a proven process, I think you're a little bit more, you're less into moving forward with that person,
And I'm a big believer in exactly what you just said, because so many people don't think about process.
It's so necessary. And it goes back to everything we were talking about in the last segment. I want to know what you've done. It's not even what you've done for me lately. What have you done for the 5 or 6 people before we've even started this conversation?
Sure.
And is that going to resonate into our time together? Because at the end of the day, I don't want to waste my time.
You just started a new podcast at Realty Pro.
Yes, we did. It's called Real Talk, and we've got some other featurettes, but this is the one I think we're really excited about. And
what I want to ask you about that.
Yep.
Because it ties in. So there's a lot of people are doing podcasts nowadays.
Yep.
Right. And you started this podcast. We do a broadcast here every day on terrestrial radio, and it obviously gets to our other channels and podcasts and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But my point is, I get up at 4:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I start scouring the news.
Yes.
I have a rant sheet.
Okay.
Josh is taking care of a billboard.
Yep.
We get into the studio. I turn on the lights. I put the microphones in the right spot. I ask Josh what we're talking about. Process.
Yes. Yes.
You're doing your podcast.
Yes.
You get the microphone set up. You get your
Yes.
cameras set up. I don't know what your process
Yes.
is, but you've got a process for it.
Yes, and it's even more so, and just like I would assume you do, even before that guest I have on, I want to know who they are, what they've done. That's a part of the process, doing the research to figure that out so the conversation is fluid and organic. I want to know everything about them. So not only can we highlight the best things about them, but they can in return highlight the best things about us. So we have to do our due diligence, even as home owners, home buyers, home sellers, with who we're going to work with. And the agents have to do the same.
When you're doing that process, is it the same every time?
No. Sometimes it's different.
It is different.
Sometimes it's different. Sometimes
so more
it's
often
different.
than not, I like to do things very similar every time.
Yeah.
Because what I found over 13 years of doing this is when I do things in different.
Yep.
And it happens with our lending team.
Yeah.
When we do things different every single time, we forget something.
This is true.
Right? So our process is we kind of do the same things over and over and over again.
I think that's different. It's a word I probably should have used. Flexible. Maybe I'm flexible. I always like to prepare for anything that can happen.
Absolutely. 100%.
So I think the word maybe not different, but flexible. I believe in a proven process that works. So I agree with you. Doing things the same every time to make sure that you get that amazing outcome every time.
Right.
But if something changes, if it's a different guest, I always want to have that flexibility.
100%.
So,
and then part of that flexibility comes from your process of preparation.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, we've had on Ron Siegel Radio, there's been times when, a guest got stuck in a SIG alert.
Okay.
Couldn't make it in.
Okay.
So our preparation said, okay, we're able to go and do a whole radio show without a guest.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
A lot easier when there is a guest because we get to talk.
Correct.
Otherwise, it's me talking to the camera and nobody talks back. Those voices in my head sometimes. That's a whole different story.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're interviewing a real estate agent or when you're hiring a real estate agent, you want to understand what their process is.
Absolutely.
And that comes from the marketing that you're doing.
Absolutely. We want to know that they have a process, number one.
Right.
And that they've taken the time to do the research and that it's a good fit for both parties.
Sure.
And I think that goes even when you're looking for an agent when we're talking about buying or selling a home.
Absolutely. Yeah. If the agent's process is that they want to have a basketball party at your house, right? And you don't like that idea, that might not be the right fit.
It may not be the right fit. We can't be afraid to walk away from that too.
That's a good point.
We can't be, and I think that's also a part of marketing and development. Some things are going to work, and some things aren't going to work.
But if you have a process and those things don't work, you're going to change it.
I would hope so.
Right?
I would hope so.
So you're understanding, you're modifying the process all the time.
Yes. And that's what I meant about that flexibility.
Growing,
being open to change things based on not only the market, the current market, the economy, based on the consumers, the clients, your audience, the engagement. And that's marketing. I think that's what I really meant about that flexibility. You have to be open to change, even with technology. Everything is constantly changing. If you are going to sit idle throughout that change, you're missing the bus. Or like I was last time when I was on the show, hit by the bus.
There you go. Continue our conversation. Johnathan Noel is with us, Realty Pro 100. He's a marketing guy. A lot of times we get agents that come in here. Do you have a real estate license?
No, I don't. I do not.
So you have about as much qualification to do real estate as I do.
Absolutely. 100%.
And I have a license.
There you go.
So I'll be the first to share with you. A real estate license is easy to get. Doesn't qualify you to help somebody with one of their largest transactions in their life. And I tell you right off, I've had mine for many, many years, and I don't study the contract like the professionals. I understand the marketing.
Yeah.
Right. Just because I don't use my license, you don't have a license.
Correct.
That doesn't mean you don't understand all the principles of marketing.
No.
And they can apply to this as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the question is, what are you doing to help agents at your firm to market their properties so that they can sell them?
I think the biggest thing is helping them get those properties out. There's amazing platforms out there that they can work with, and I think we're trying to get them to understand putting those out there and showing them and featuring them in different segments and different platforms. Is where you want to go. Everybody's kind of visual right now. People want to see things. People want to know what things look like, and they also want to see you as a part of that process. And I think that's where a lot of agents aren't always putting themselves out there, and that's a huge part of it.
That's a good point, because one of the things that I watch, and I talk to agents all day, every day,
Yep.
as you do.
Mm-hmm.
They're studying their craft.
Yes.
Right. They're studying the contract. It's changing all the time. They're studying the problems that come up in the contract on a regular basis or on a changing basis.
Yes.
Solar is one of them that we've talked about.
Absolutely.
And not that solar is bad, but part of that, as a part of the contract, there's challenges with it that they need to understand.
Yep.
You're doing the same thing with marketing. You and I've had some offline conversations.
Mm-hmm.
You're studying all these things about marketing that are out there.
Yeah.
To bring it to those agents so that they don't have to go and search.
Yeah, of course. I think at the end of the day, we want to bring those tools and make sure the agents know they're available to them, and make sure they understand that the firm that backs them up is just as important as them being a part of the firm.
Sure.
And I think clients are looking at that. Clients want to know that hey, where's the ultimate representation lying? Who's this person with? What company are they with? Is it a valuable company? Is it a viable company? What have they done?
They getting?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, because you may have a great agent out there who understands everything there is to know about the marketplace.
Yes.
But, that doesn't necessarily mean they know all the latest strategies and tools and tactics.
No. And I think people want to know where that agent is getting that support from. And how much of that support is necessary in the process they're going to be in the relationship they're going to be creating over the next.
You brought that word back months. Again. That process.
That process word. I apologize, Ron. What can I say?
But it is important.
It is. It's so huge.
So, what are the things that you're doing that are a little bit different than we might see normally in the marketplace?
As far as just what we're doing with the agents,
right?
Really just getting them out there, and I think that's the important part. It's one thing to show a property and have a property on, listing or whatnot, but I think people also are buying the agent, and I think people forget that. So it's very important, just as much as you're pushing the property, to push the person, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, they're tied. They coincide together. And if that agent can get not only and build that credibility and trust and that likeness that we spoke about previously, I think it goes a long way. So I think some of the things we're doing here at Realty Pro 100 is really getting the agents to come out of their shells a little bit and just be a part. Yeah, tell me about it. Be a part of the process and not just push the process. And I think clients and consumers appreciate that more. Because it's not, you're not selling a bill of goods. And I think Joanne Vartanian said it best. So, we're not here just to sell a bill of goods. We're here to be a part of the process. And I think it makes sense for the clients.
So one of the things that I'm a big proponent of is I don't like selling.
Yeah.
I hate selling.
Yeah.
I lead a lending team. Our goal, and I think that you might agree with me, is that of educating.
Okay.
Because people, and I'll use a perfect example.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a perfect example, but I'm the one that's giving it. That's the way. So, you ever walk into Nordstrom and I don't shop. I'm a buyer.
There you go.
So if I go into Nordstrom, which I hate doing, I'm going there for a specific purpose to buy something and leave.
I'm just like you.
But you get a salesperson that comes up and says, "Can I help you?"
Yeah.
And my first thing is, "No, I'm just looking."
Absolutely.
Even though I was going there to do it.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing. People know they need a mortgage.
Correct.
In most cases, to buy a house, 67%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you call them. No, not right now.
Yeah.
So the thought there is, if you can educate them.
Yes.
Same thing with the house, right?
Yeah.
Is I'm not going to try and sell you a house, because at the end of the day, you're not going to be very happy if I sell you a house.
No. it's that defense mechanism, I think, that we all have as humans, because no one wants to be sold to
Right.
at the end of the day. But education, or filling someone in on the details that they
Sure.
may not have, that's different, because I think we're more open at that point to listen.
Right.
Yeah,
This house has got a take a look at this kitchen. It's got upgraded appliances.
exactly.
As opposed to these appliances, trying to push that kitchen to somebody.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about your household, Jonathan. I don't even get a vote in my house about what the house looks like. My wife gets that whole. She's 100%. I don't know. I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying it the way it is. After 36 years, I know my place.
That's good that you figured that out.
Right? I she tells me that this is what she likes and doesn't like, and it kind of helps get to that 36-year mark.
There you go.
But I think that's in most places. So if you go and try and sell the lady of the house that this kitchen is great, and she's looking at it and saying, I can't see the family room.
Yeah.
You can't sell that idea.
No. And I think you take an approach of what are they missing? What are they looking to achieve? And it's not even just, okay, here, maybe your kitchen of past hasn't been the kitchen you've wanted. It's, can you see yourself in this kitchen? Can you see yourself in this family room making, memories and
if not, go find the right one.
There you go.
Right? It's not about selling the bad one or the one that they don't like. It's go find the right one.
There you go.
And a lot of that comes from, again, the agents doing their homework.
Yep. While
you're out there doing that marketing part for
Absolutely.
them, or helping. And that's just a part of what a great firm is doing. And I can tell you, I know some real good ones, and I know some that aren't so good. But the bottom line here is you need to find the firm that you can work with and the agent that you can work with. And if you need an introduction, give me a call, 800-30619. Appreciate you coming in and chatting with us.
So happy. It was great to sit here.
Tell me where that podcast is again.
It's Real Talk, and it's at Realty Pro 100. So if you check out our social media, but we're on YouTube right now on the Realty Pro 100 YouTube page. Please check it out.
Old people like me are out there. I think sometimes you guys put some lead-ins, I think, on Instagram or
we were having fun with it.
Having fun.
Yeah.
And that's part of the bottom line. So check out Johnathan Noel, Realty Pro 100, YouTube.